I want to bring in Sushant Sareen and Ambassador Sajanhar. Sushant Sareen, to you first. What do you make of this? India, since 2020, so it's been 3 years plus, has been telling the United States action needs to be taken against Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. They don't do that, and suddenly they say that Indian official was allegedly involved. What do you make of this indictment? I think you're on mute, Sushant Sareen.
I'm sorry. I think these are just allegations as of now. Let us see what is the evidence they bring out, how credible it is. After all, the Americans also have a knack for getting dredges of humanity to serve as their, agents. So, for example, we've had the case of David Coleman Headley, yes, who was also, a criminal of sorts, who was then used as a kind of a spy by the Americans to infiltrate into various places. The Americans knew that 26/11 is about to happen. They never gave us the information. David Coleman Headley had told them. And they arrested Headley not because of what he did in 26/11. That was kosher for the Americans. They arrested him because of what his involvement in an assassination attempt in Denmark. Yes. So let's look, there are no friends in international relations. All this nonsense about strategic partnership and all goes only up to a point. So we don't need to be apologetic about anything, and we don't need to be embarrassed like some of the typical coolies in India are very embarrassed about things. Don't the Americans do stuff like this? The Indians have denied that they have anything to do with something like this. What does Canada have, for example, Gaurav? Let's ask. Trudeau is the patsy of the Americans. Okay, he has been used. He got wise to something. Canadians had nothing on Niger. Yes. They got wise to something because whatever information or whatever intercepts the Americans had about this particular case, they must have shared it under their security arrangement. And suddenly the Canadians thought that, okay, fine, we will use this. Why haven't the Canadians brought out anything on this Niger matter?
No, so is this a coordinated attack? That's the point, Ambassador Sajanhar. Two strategic partners.
Gaurav, let me just say one more thing.
Okay, go on.
Gaurav, let me just say one more thing. It's very rich of these white people to act as though their citizens are very important and Indian citizens' lives have no meaning. That this fellow, Pannu, and all these other Khalistani terrorists living in Canada under state patronage, and they are living under state patronage. They're living with the connivance of the Canadian state. They are being pandered to by the Canadian state and by the Americans. You burn an Indian consulate and no action is taken against anybody. This famed great intelligence agency cannot figure out who are the people who have attacked the Indian consulates and burnt it down. Who are the guys who are threatening Indian diplomats? And these guys do nothing about it.
Ambassador Sajanhar, because it doesn't add up. It clearly doesn't add up. India for years has been raking up and taking up the issue of Khalistani terrorists living in Canada and the United States of America. They do nothing. And suddenly, it's a counter-attack on India. What do you make of this and the timing?
Yeah, thank you very much, Gaurav. I think there is something very, very fishy as far as this whole thing is concerned. It needs definitely much greater investigation. I'm glad that India has set up this high-level investigation team. I think this should send out a very clear and direct message, firm message, that if there are instances like this and if the issues are brought to the attention of India, India will take cognizance of them and India will do whatever is required to be done. Now, I don't think there is frankly any equivalence as the Canadian Prime Minister and the Canadian Foreign Minister are trying to draw between the case in the United States and the case in Canada, because, there they have been saying that there is just credible allegations after about, from June 18th when Niger was killed. After that, till now, they have not even been able to file a charge sheet.
Yes.
They have not been able to arrest anyone. They have not been able to...
Absolutely. And Sushant Sareen, let's come back to the issue of Pannu. In Niger, Canada doesn't have a case. That's clear as day. But when it comes to Pannu, NIA had booked Pannu under UAPA, a designated terrorist. Criminal conspiracy 506 is threat, 153A. Here is a man who's threatening to blow up Air India. Here is a man who's telling Indians and Hindus to leave Canada. Here is a man whose property has been confiscated in India. It was in on February 3, 2021, that a non-bailable warrant was issued against him. In 2022, he was declared a proclaimed offender. And now, US says that there's a plot to kill a terrorist in the United States of America, and they're saying US citizen. Blatant double standards of the US. A white man's privilege is what the US seems to be claiming here, after they've killed General Qasem Soleimani and Ayman al-Zawahiri and God alone knows how many other people.
Exactly. So apart from the double standards, Gaurav, let's forget about what India has charged Pannu with. Okay, let's forget about it. Maybe India is biased. Okay. Let's talk about what Pannu has said sitting in the United States. Has he followed the law when he threatens to blow up? And this is utter nonsense. I'm a Punjabi, I can understand Punjabi, right? If the Americans can't understand it, they goddamn well get somebody who understands the Punjabi language and who's not a Khalistani. And they will decipher what Pannu said in that statement. He said no Sikh should get onto an Air India aircraft because that will be a threat to their life. What does a threat to life mean by climbing onto an aircraft? That you are going to blow it up. Now, is that or is that not a crime? An open threat, publicly issued threat to a civilian airline, is that not a crime in the United States, or does that fall under freedom of speech and expression?
Yes.
I don't know why the government of India is so mealy-mouthed about it, that why isn't action taken against this man? This guy is painting targets on the backs of Indian diplomats. When the same thing happened to American diplomats in Pakistan and other places, how did the Americans react? How do they expect us to react when Indian diplomats are threatened by these thugs and these criminals and these gangsters? What do they expect us to do? Just keep sitting down, not do anything about it? And then, the sense of entitlement these white people have, that we can go around the world, we can kill hundreds of thousands of men in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in whatever other place, because some president's daddy was threatened by the president of another country, which is what George W. Bush said, my papa is being threatened by somebody, and they go and kill 250,000 Iraqis, and they are giving us lectures, sermonizing to us, hectoring to us. I would use certain colorful language in Punjabi and English on your channel, but I don't think you will allow it. But
I am glad. No, but that language, America must learn. I'll try and reestablish that link with Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar.
India's #1 political reporter
defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience,
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
and with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV.